hit the road. Took me all day. It's Monday. It's late at night. But I started about 7 in the morning. Took me a long time to get everything out. Did everything professionally, so I want to make sure I got everything done. Stereo out and CB. Main thing about it is for the exteriors, taking the caps off, and I put in the thread caps instead of the ones that clamp down. Took the LED off. Other than that, inside here is all back to stock. You can see what I did with the dash. I left all that, and I'll use these mats, and I had that in the other truck. I have a carpet in the other truck now, but everything's pretty well stocked now, and that's where it should be. See if I can turn on the dome light. Well, you can see everything's pretty well stocked. Got everything back to where it should be. Took my TV out, my refrigerator, took that out. Toilets at the bottom, took that out. Everything is all my tools. When it comes now, I just have the straps and the winter front oil. Looks like they had a hard hat in the other truck, so I left it in this one. So you can see everything's back to normal. It's just ready for another driver. I did take care of it. You see what I did with the door handles and the vents. And I reordered vents and door handles and everything on the other truck. Should be coming in. All the switches, I ordered that. The Cascadia is much different than this. These chrome here. I took my parking brake and tractor brake knobs off and put it in the other truck. Took my GPS out. Blind spot mirror, everything, even the radio, the Alpine deck. Put that back with the 10 is out of here. But you can see even this switch here, I have that ordered too, and these here are ordered, and it's a much different style, so that's going to be coming in the new Cascadia. But it's all done. It's ready for another driver, and it's all stock. That's the way it should be. Looks good. And when it comes down to taking off the adapters, because I spent a lot of money on in eBay to get those adapters on that, so I took them off. And load bars, I took mine off, and my broom, even my glad hands, I switched that off. All the caps I took off, as you can see by the shocks. Everything's off. The fuel caps and the DEF fuel caps, that's chrome, that's coming in. I ordered that. Mud flaps, I swapped all that. Even my Marine Corps license plate. So everything's done. It's pretty well turned in. I put a new trim on there in this corner. Really took care of this, and you can see my videos what I did. I even took my mirror off. That cost me about $85, that side mirror. So everything's good. So, and I left the crowns, because I ordered brand new crowns. So I'm going to have that on the other truck. License plate bracket, took that off. Everything else, I put it on this truck. Got the license plate bracket. Put the caps on. All I have to do is dress the tires and polish the rims. And those are screw-on Acorns, so that's really good. An order is that this trim on the side. I got that ordered, so that'll be coming in. I'll put that in. Got my Marine Corps emblem on. Gotta have that. The DEF fuel here, I found one that's chrome. I can't wait to get that. I have to cut this. I put the pads on here. It's not on the other one. I took them off now. But now I got those. It looks really nice. I had to put different spacers on here. It was sticking out too much. I didn't like it. It was stock. So I went ahead and made smaller spacers. That took me many hours to do. but now it's shrunk in. All I have to do is polish the aluminum rims, just the edge, get that all done. Put the caps on, everything here, the steps, the shocks, got everything set for the caps. That looks good. I'll put my glad hands on here. The broom I put on this side. You can see I don't have a load bar rack, so I went ahead and extended everything so they're all locked, so that's the length. And then I made cradles, and these are 2 bungee cords on each side to cradle them right here. That way they're not going to move. That's the only way I can do that. In the broom I did the same cradle, top and bottom, so it doesn't move around. That's the best I could do to hold 4 load locks. And notice this here swung down. I have to glue that reflector. That's a big DOT hit. And other than that, dressing tires, polish these rims on the trim, and license plate brackets done. I have to get a license plate light, which I do have. All I have to do is mount it and wire it. I put these mud flaps on this side. All I have to do is clean and polish the brackets, get them all done. But it's all ready to go. I got the fuel cap inserts ordered, so they're coming in. I even had the vents ordered too. Those are chrome vents that I ordered, and the ring that goes around it. So it looks really good. Got the Marine Corps emblem on the corner. So it looks like I'm ready to go. Everything else is cleaning everything. I got my carpet in there. It's all about getting my stereo and my CB and TV. Everything's all hooked up. I just put it in right now because I gotta get to Maryland. Gotta be there Wednesday. It's probably about a 14-hour drive. I ordered tint too, the red tint for the back work light and yellow tint for the fog lights here. So that'll be yellow. Plus I ordered the trim, the chrome trim that goes here, and the chrome trim that goes down to the fog lights. So I'm really good on that. Engine, I'm going to go ahead and detail that real good. Get a nice air filter for the fresh intake, so I don't have any dust in the trailer and all that. You can see the grill needs attention, but now it's all about getting this sucker the way I want it. Getting all this trim back to black. But it'll look good. I've just got to wait 1 week to get all the stuff I ordered. By that time I'll have everything all done. Got to paint this frame, and then cut and polish the deck and the steps and this tank too. That looks really bad, but as you can see, these are the steps you gotta do. That's it. I gotta get over and find the trailer, the refrigerator trailer, hook up. It's already loaded. They loaded for me because they knew that the guy, he finally got done late last night to empty this truck. So all I have to do now is to get everything in, which I did. Got everything swapped. So this is it for 56. Put a lot of love in this dog. Hope the next driver takes care of it, keeps it straight, doesn't hit anything. It's worth a lot of money, and it should stay like that. That's what good drivers are all about. All right, let's go and get a trailer. Trailer R6137. I had to put some oil in it. Belts look good. Nice to bring my glad hands over with this truck. But you see, I'm going to put red tint over that. It's smooth all the way across, so I'm ready to go ahead and do that. That's too bright. I use a flashlight if I need to work on it. Or a full tank. All I have to do is landing gear. Looks like they did some work on the skirt. That's a lot of work. But I already bumped tires, checked tires, and lights. I put padlock going to Baltimore, Maryland. It's just the suburbs of that. But it looks like somebody really cranked on this handle here. Sticking out pretty good. But doing that, you gotta lock it. You gotta make sure. I got cheese. And it looks like the way the vents doors open, you could see that it's all the way to the back fresh mozzarella logs. So I gotta go weigh it. Stop at the Quick Trip over there and before I get into Milwaukee and weigh it. But I'll be taking this all the way over to Baltimore, Maryland. Looks like another good patch job here. Wow. Yeah, these utilities, when you hit the dock real bad, it really folds. But that's pretty good work. Looks like the mud flaps cracked up and they went ahead and just slid it up. That's what the drivers hit the curbs. And another patch job. Wow. Another one. Damn. Alright, we'll see how this works out. I'll do the landing gear and get on the road. But I noticed on this there's no Foyt trucking on the whole side. Nothing. Not even the back doors, no numbers. The only numbers I have is on the other side in the corner. And then you got Foyt in the front. That's about it. Nothing on the side. So it'll be all clean. Another thing I ordered is a chrome that goes all the way around. There's chrome there, it looks really sweet. And the rope light will be orange going across. That's another project before it gets cold. But the fall and spring is the times I do a lot because it really isn't that hot out. It's really nice. It's better than summer or winter. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Baltimore, Maryland. It's actually El Ridge, Maryland. Instead of taking the toll road, I'm going to go ahead and take 65 south to Indianapolis once I get through Milwaukee, Chicago. And take 70 all the way across. That seems to be a good hook. Alright, let's get going. Time to be a trucker again.
Gotta be a rookie driver, has to be. Right lane closed, right lane closed. Get up in there, they ain't fine, let's go.
Okay, I'm in Maryland. This is right by Baltimore. I believe it's El Ridge, Maryland. Just checked in here. It's a pretty big place. It's Sabal, it's called. But I'm supposed to go to door 3, 4, or 5. It's right here. They told me to break the seal and all that, so I'll grab a door and then slide the axles back and all that. Alright, let's see how this works out. Looks like no chuck on this door. It's a tough one to push in. Boy, no chuck. They do have a chuck over there. I have to unlock this one. Okay. I had to put the 2 load locks on the rack I set up. It's pretty easy setup how I did that. As long as you extend them out so it doesn't slide out from the side. But it slid the axles all the way back. With this handle bench, this is the only way you can do it, is to slide it this way. If you close it, it'll hit the side. Yeah, it's really too bad. Beat up chalk, but it's only one I got. Alright, it's all about waiting patiently here. It's my first time here, so it's always feeling a little lost. But I gotta dress these tires and polish it. A lot of work to do when it comes to polishing and cleaning. Especially this tank, that looks really bad. I went ahead and put the bottom cap on. So everything's set, it looks good on that. This is a big one. I got a chrome def cap I'm gonna put on here. I put a cap down here, and then I gotta polish that tank and dress and clean up the plastic def tank, and then clean and dress this, get it back to black. And this whole look there would look a lot better. That's a big project. Take that one IFTA sticker off. But these are screw-on acorns. I took the clamp ones off because these threads are much longer, so that's nice. And you see the kind of work I have to do. Take these New York stickers off so I can put that chrome on there. But it's mainly the yellow one. The one that kicks up, it looks like this is high enough. And these are rusty nuts that are behind these caps I put on. So that hides it. It sticks out a little too much. Should be those top caps. But for the time being, I have these caps. They're big enough. I don't have those top caps. Those are shallow. It's about half as long and it's flat. But once everything's all cleaned, it might actually look pretty good. Well, you see the work I have to do. It's nice to get these old IFTA stickers off. At the end of this month, we'll have new ones. Let's see what color it is. Probably red. Other than that, it's pretty good. These tires are pretty neat. It's called Skyping when you see the slides. They have Skyping machines that actually slice the tires. Gets more traction, especially in the winter time when you Skype your tires. But these are actually stock. They come like that. Many tires don't have that. But it looks like it's a good run right now. Just got everything set. CB and was a big project. Getting the GPS all hooked up and wired up. The only thing left is getting the TV all set up. Hit some roadkill, it looks like. And everything else is, when I get back, I ordered so much stuff to put back on this truck, just like I did with the last Cascadia. But especially the trim around the doors and all that. Well, it's a lot of work. It's just mainly getting a backhaul after this and get back to Wisconsin. Let's see what they have for me. Hurry up and wait. I'm empty now. I get to go to Baltimore and pick up a load. Looking at Google Maps, it's just one loading dock. It's right by the bay. It's Chesapeake Street, so it must be by Chesapeake Bay. But you see, this is, you gotta push this in. You can't just push it. That spring is pretty tight. see. Got some damage there. Alright, a couple boards here and there. Looking good. But it does need to be blown out. I'll do that when I get over there. This handle here is so bent. When you try to open the doors, it hits the wall. But it looks like these drivers are really beat on the side. These are insulated really good. Once you start cracking and beating in it, then the water gets in there and starts rotting out. It's not good for refrigerated units. So you really have to take care of them. But it's nice to be refrigerated. Alright, slide the axles up and go to Baltimore. It's really not that far away. Probably about 10 miles on 95. No, let's see what they give me. It's going to Loyal, Wisconsin, Friday.
In half a mile, take exit 54 on the right, onto South Hanover Street toward MD2. First
Baltimore. Tight spot, it's best I can do. Looks like I gotta go to Charm City Warehouse. This looks like Charm City Warehouse. It's got more than one dock. That's gonna be a hard one to get in. I'll swing in here and back in. Okay. They got me a door right away. And they're loading me right when I hit the dock. I had to slide these axles back. But it's an old place, as you can see. Looks like this loading dock is missing. It's collapsed. But we'll see how it works out. It's going to Loyal, Wisconsin. It's right by Greenwood. It's all Amish up there. Gotta be there Friday. I got about 5 hours left. This is Charm City Warehouse. It's really tight getting in here. I just pulled in that driveway right in front of me. Swung in there and back straight in. That's the easiest right now. That's it. But this is 95. Trucks, I'm looking to see if you can go through the tunnel. So they really had it where I took 95 all the way to this exit here. It's 2 from Baltimore. But once you get in here, you're pretty well in the tight spot. It's not really made for trucks, but it's better than Chicago. That's all about knowing this route really good, so when the winter comes it won't be that bad. It looks like an old building here. It looks like the Chicago way. Alright, once we're loaded, we'll get back to Wisconsin. first time. It's all wet. I still have to get all this plastic once it dries up. But I did order a def cap chrome. I gotta polish this tank. A lot of work. I went ahead and got the screws. You see how that screw is. I got a black one. That's the right way to go. This was flopping, but I screwed that in. One truck I saw had a chrome plate right here. It was chrome all the way across. It looked beautiful. It's we're wrapped around this one here, but it must be glued on here. But it looked really sharp. I was very impressed with it. It pulled out this chrome here and the chrome on the mirror by putting a chrome plate there. That's something to look for. But it's all washed. All the bugs are off the grill. It looks like the black is coming off. It's almost like chrome now. Actually looks a little better. But it should be pulled off and painted. But these rims look pretty good. I was thinking I have to cut it, but this is probably already one of those where you don't have to cut it. It's all polished aluminum, but I can't remember what they call that. But the new rims, it's just pretty well with washing it off. But I told them to really get into this tank. That's the best they could do. So it looks like I have to do a lot of sanding. But once you sand it, then you gotta cut it, because now it's all scratched. So I might have to do some chemicals on it. But that's all pressure washed. This box I gotta wax, no doubt. But it's just dripping wet right now. That's where I put my wheel chalk. It's a good place for it. What I have to do is dress these tires. Yeah, paint that back. That looks pretty bad. That should be black. It's a lot cheaper just getting the tractor done instead of the trailer. But it's getting there. That deck plate really needs to be looking like a mirror. But I really have to get this plate done. That looks really bad. It has to look like a mirror. Hoping once I wax this, it'll pull out to silver, to a nice chrome. But I tell you, I fell in love with that. There was a chrome plate that went right across here. I really fell in love with that. That looks really sharp. It's actually a truck right down here. I should walk over there and check it out. The film came in, the red and the yellow for these fog lights. Main thing is you have to get the headlight kit to restore it, because there's a lot of pits. And before you put the tint on there, because they'll never look right if you don't have it smooth. And these have to be done anyways. I'm picky. I missed a spot here and there, but no biggie. I always do a better job. But it's just blue beacon. It's one of those I don't really like. I keep telling them not to use acid and all that, and you have to hand wash it. That acid really screws things up. But it looks like these rims here, I don't really have to cut it. Once it dries, I'm going to hit some polish, aluminum polish on it. I hope it'll really turn out. And the front rims, it looks like, I can't remember what they call it. But they got the polish, and they got the machine cut, and they got this aluminum now that Alcoa has. And you don't have to polish or cut it. It's already done. But if I just do aluminum polish on here, it should turn out really good. Let's see what I do. I normally would cut it, but you'd be surprised at what just aluminum polish would do. But this here, definitely I gotta cut that. That's no biggie, but all this plastic has to be done once it dries. But I'm in Rochelle. There's a big wreck that's about 10 miles away from here, up by Rockford. So I'm glad I got off this exit. I only had about 40 minutes left on my logs. But I'll get done and get to Wisconsin. I have to be there 7 in the morning, about 4 hours away to Loyal. That's right by Marshfield, Wisconsin. But I put dressing on these tires, and it looks like the way they washed it, they washed the dressing right off. But I'll put dressing back on there, and then I'll wax everything. Once it drip dries, I'll go ahead and wipe everything down and redo everything just like I normally do. I gotta clean these shocks. Looks like that has to be really cleaned up really good. But you can see I'm gonna put the red tint on here. That's gonna look really bright, but it'll shine this whole front of the trailer. But yeah, those shocks have to be done. That's pretty noticeable. Really have to find the right size caps, because it really would look sharp if I put caps here on the air shock airbag mounts. Sometimes I would put here, but that looks really good if it's all cleaned up. Those stainless bolts. I normally put them on here, but you can see that those are those torque bolts, almost like Allen's with their torques. Can't put those caps on there. That's the style I use. But I'm really concerned about getting the right size for the top caps. I think that will look better than these, because these are sticking out way too much. That's all I had was these size with that style. I use that on the deck plate itself when it comes to the climate cab itself, the generator. Well, I just got back from Baltimore picking up this load. You can see these caps, what I use it for on these mounts. Looks a lot better than those rusty big bolts. But cleaning up this frame, it looks really bad, especially right here. But I gotta go ahead and paint these the frame. It isn't that bad. I had them do the engine, hoping that's all good. I'll have to get that all dressed and dried up. That's a big thing. What? These releases are pretty simple. It's a lot easier grabbing the side and lifting up. But I had them do the engine compartment. That looks so clean, it's still a little wet. I have to wipe all that down. But they miss a spot on the frame rail. As you can see, it should look like that, but I can get back here. These springs. The power steering box is pretty good. But you can see just dressing the hoses and all that would look really sharp. Dressing the top hood part, it collects a lot of water and goes down these drains. That looks pretty good. It's important once it's your truck assigned to, then I make sure the engine is really good. Mechanics will work on it a lot better if you keep it clean. They put their pride in it. You see they missed a spot here. I gotta wipe all that down, especially this frame. Or at least they got it started for me. Another project is to polish this, get this looking like a mirror. It's just aluminum polish. I'm doing that and dressing your clamps. This is for your turbo cooler. And this hose here needs to be black. And the air conditioner hoses, once you get them all clean, you can see it's really not that much for dressing. But this plastic, all this has to be really clean, dried, and dressed. It'll look sharp. But I I got to get this air cleaner, air filter. That's important. When I stop at the Iowa 80 TA, I'll get that. I'll leave this hood open to dry everything. Alright, it's all about getting this plastic all dressed, aluminum, getting this all done, cut. That's the right way to go. You can see the project I have to do. And then little by little it'll look just like the other truck, but it's copper instead of red. We're at the Rochelle. Just waking up. It's pretty early in the morning. Oh, that's what it looks like when it's all clean. Take it off the bubble look. That looks pretty good. But you can see I got these rims all nice and polished. Got the step done. I try to wax this, but getting all the plastic dressed, that's very important to get that all done. And the mirrors, get that all dressed up. Even in here, I worked on this one really good, getting this all dressed. And even the def tank feel dressed. That's important to get that done. Getting that quarter fender done, get that nice and dressed. But you can see once you wash it and stuff, really worked on getting these shocks looking brand new again. It's all about getting these tanks. They tried to get it off at the beacon, but I have to do the rest. But it's all about getting the rest of that off. I went ahead and polished the edge all the way around. And that way it matches the chrome caps. That looks really nice. I'm very happy with it. But I'm all done with my 10-hour break, so I gotta hit the road and get up there at the Loyal. Get up by Quick Trip, past the scale, fill up. I think I have enough for that. But these trailer tires are looking better once you dress it. And I'm supposed to drop off, once I'm empty, to drop off this trailer at Quick Trip and go to ND Papers, so I might as well show you what it looks like before I have to hit the dirt. And pick up a trailer and take it back to the yard. Then I'm actually done for the weekend, but I'll come back to the yard this weekend to get all the stuff that I got delivered when it comes to this truck and trim. But you can see I did these rims all the way around the edge. It's really nice to do that. It's touch of glass. That way it really matches the caps. But these quarter fenders are nice and black now. But all this plastic, I have to work on this fuel tank. Get that nice cap all cleaned up. Well, it's nice to get these steps all cleaned up. It's probably the first time these rims look like this. Nice and polished. And getting these mirrors, it's nice to get that screw on there. Make sure it's a black one. But dressing the window trim, all the plastic had to get dressed. That's very important to do. First time this grill's looking sweet. Well, let's go to Loyal, Wisconsin. I'll also show you all this for the bugs and the rain and all that. It's just never ending, but I like going down the road looking sweet. Alright, back to work. Alright, I'm over here and Clover just filled up. I'm trying to look at this for the daytime. Got done last night doing the rims. You can see I got the edge all done. That way it matches the hubcaps. But polishing the edge is a lot better than the good old days doing the whole rim. Next is fuel tank. You see how bad it is here, getting a cap and polishing these tanks. At least I got the shocks all looking new again. Getting this deck plate done and painting the frame rails. You can see the rust on that. and the steps getting polished. But even the bottom trim, I dressed all that. It's pretty well the Renew plastic that you can get for exterior trim. And I got a Defiel cap that's pretty well being shipped. So that'll be chrome, a chrome Defiel cap, and then polish the side tank. But that way that looks good. The main thing is dressing all this plastic. I even waxed this so it got back to silver. I gotta wax it a little bit more. I know I can get more of a chrome look on that, and even the numbers too. But you can see the front rims. It's probably never looked like this before. I'm trying to get the silver. It's a little bit more. If I get some more compound on the wax, I'd probably get that oxidation off. But this getting all this plastic black is really good. Already ordered this chrome trim that goes right across here. It pulls this chrome out really good if you get this chrome trim that comes around on the Cascadia. And that way there's nothing in the middle, it's just a chrome plate. And that's really nice, I got that ordered. And then getting the windows done. So you can see my project this weekend. But everybody that does have Cascadias, make sure you get a bolt, a screw. Just do a drill it first, right through. You won't hit the mirror if you go in this position, but get that screwed in. That way this doesn't flop off. When I was driving down the road, this was flapping, so I saved it. Now it won't fall off. It's really nice to do that. But I'm really looking at everything here. But all the plastic is done, even the grill. Got that all done. And anything else now is tinting the fog lights and putting the trim on the headlights and fog lights. That way it's going to look really sweet. You can see the steps. I got it cut once and got it waxed. So if I just do it one more time, that was with the yellow wheel. I do a white one with the white bar. And the brown bar and the yellow wheel is what I use to get that back to close to what it should be. But you can see the scratches and all that. But if I go ahead and hit it one more time and then get the steps done, and then it should look a lot better. And then I have that chrome vent that's ordered, got that coming in. But you see the work I have to do here is getting that tank all polished. Got a pressure wash, but that's the best thing to do. Everything else is sanding it down, wet sanding it, and then polishing it and putting a chrome cap on there. And the tri-pack was really bad. The only thing left is to wax it. And once I wax that, it'll bring out the black. You can see how important the shocks are when you get them nice and clean. But the frame rails should actually look like that. They just kind of gloss black. You can see the quarter fenders, how the plastic, if you treat it, it'll stay just like this. It might get dusty, just wipe it down. It'll always look nice like that. But these rims here on the edge are really sharp when you do that right. And the hubcaps look good. Everything else, I had to go ahead and use aluminum polish to get the tail lights to get back to the chrome look. That was really bad. The reverse light, I have to figure out what to do with that because that plate came off. Looks like it rusted off. And sand and paint the back black. But I polished the hangers, the mud flap hangers. This bracket, and I polished that up. So it was pretty bad. And that way the mud flaps look really good. The mud flap trims and all that. Only thing left is painting the middle black and work on that reverse light. Well, you can see the potential this truck has. Looks really good. And then you can see the more trim I put on there. And putting that chrome on the Cascadia, there's a piece that comes right here. And the trimmer on the window and the vents. The copper look will be in the background and everything else would be the frame, so you can see how that would really look. Yeah, it's time to go and unload and come back here. I think this Foyt trailer here they dropped off. It's right here. They should have dropped that off across the street, but that there is probably the one I'll pick up. I'm hoping, I hope I don't have to go to NP Papers because it's all dusty and it'll make my truck look bad. But I'll wipe it down like I normally do. It's just what you have to do in this business. But I'm dropping this reefer off here, so it's about, I'd say about 40 miles now. So it's all about going over there and unload at Loyal, Wisconsin. All right, I'm in Loyal, Wisconsin. Make sure I hit the dock all right. Looks like they're nice people here. It's a small town here. I used to go to Greenwood, Wisconsin. It's a city next to this one. The grassland area. I used to bring butter back from Hiram. About 14 years doing that. It's right by Logan, Utah. And bringing it back to Greenwood, Wisconsin. It's all Amish here, so it's really nice. Nice little town, small. You blink, you miss it kind of town. But it's all Amish kind of world up here. So you'll see a lot of the horse and buggies and all that up here. Getting ready for the winter. It's much cooler up here than anywhere else you go. But it's northern Wisconsin. But once I get empty here, I gotta go to that Quick Trip in Plover, drop this trailer off and pick up another one and see where I go next. Never ending. Alright, I'm here to drop off this trailer. Say goodbye to 6137. Went all the way to Maryland, to Baltimore, Maryland. It's like a good vehicle. I mean a trailer. It's actually a utility. I made sure that it has a full tank. But I have to go to ND Papers and pick up a trailer there. They said it's loaded, so we'll see. Hoping I'll just take it back to the yard and then I'm done for the day. But it's all cleaned out. 2 load locks. Should be good to go. Chutes are looking good. But it's pretty beat up. But it's probably bought and paid for. But this is Stevens Point, Wisconsin, way up north here. Yeah, these trailer tires will never look like this again until I pull it. Sure make them look brand new. Good dressing. But I came through this dirt parking lot really slow. That way it doesn't kick anything up. But ND Papers, same way. I'll try to keep it going slow. Yep, we'll see how it works out. Looks like rain in the air. If I can get to the yard before. Minneapolis is raining pretty good. Alright, back at ND Papers. I gotta put a bungee cord on this handle. But I just had to get out of this hole. It was too tight. It was pretty well crawling in there just to get the landing gear up. That was really bad. So you can see what they do with all the paper. They make these big rolls. That's how that works. Recycled liner. It's pretty heavy. I gotta slide these axles. I'm hoping I just take it right to the yard. This trailer 5369. Stupid wires. But 5369. Wonder what kind of brand it is. Fab Express. Huh. Old dog. But it's ready to rain. That's why I want to get out of here real quick. Might have to use a vice grip. We'll see how that works out. And then get to the yard. It's never ending. Alright, back at the yard. Well, that's it for 5369er. I have to drop this off. They wanted me to go back to Plover, but I only have an hour left on my logs. See, I bungee corded this, wrapped it around all the way to here. Keep this up here so it's good. Gotta make sure you secure everything. DOT's really grab and move things around. It's pretty heavy, but I'm disconnecting here and then dropping paperwork off. And then I'll drive to the tractor area. But it looks like I can't. I only have 3 hours left, so I'm done for the week. I'll leave my strap in here. And that way they got it secured when they deliver it. I don't want these things rolling around. That's too heavy. Starts moving around, and usually the trailer will start. Will split in half if you got too much weight, and when it's displaced, you see them drop in the middle. Well, that's it for this trailer. It's pretty beat up, but it pulled pretty good. It's a Wabash, it looks like. Wall smash. It's alright. But I'll get this tractor over there to the tractor area. Looks like somebody's grabbed my old truck. I don't see it over there. Maybe the one with the clear license plate, I mean the clearance lights. It's a good truck. But of course this one's much better. These ND papers didn't really beat this up. But this weekend I'll put all the trim, everything on here. Get everything looking nice. I'm glad that these rims cleaned up pretty good. And then I'm going back to Baltimore, Maryland. I gotta go and load in grande cheese. Gotta do that on Monday and then drive over there. It's about a 16-hour drive to Maryland. I have to be there Wednesday, so that should be alright. Other than that, I got a little dusted. I'll wipe it down. At least I made it, when it comes to the rain, I beat it. I'm in the front of it. It's good to have my highway watch on the dash. The other one on the dash, but it slid down too low, you couldn't see it. But all this plastic I dressed is just soaking up pretty good, so I have to do that again and make sure it keeps getting down to when it was brand new, where it's black. You can see the shine on it. But okay, let's get this thing unhooked and get to the tractor area. Okay, I'm back at the tractor parking area. I stay over here in this corner so the dust doesn't come. Every time they drive in, they come in pretty good and kick in a lot of dirt and dust. But it's about 1,000 miles all the way to Baltimore and back. So it's 2,000 miles. It's 1,000 miles there and 1,000 miles back. It's about 2,000 miles. I'm used to about 3,600 miles a week. But it looks like everything worked out pretty good, especially putting those bungee cords on each end. And then you lock the load locks and you just slide it right in there. And you don't want to go and push them on the side like other drivers do. He starts bending the fairings, and these mounts are all plastic. So it's better just to go and bring it out just enough where it's almost touching, and then you lock them. And then you just slide them right in. Pull on the bungee cords to go around the feet of the load locks. But my project this weekend will be these tanks. And working on the frame, getting all painted. At least aluminum's all done and cut. I'm back here painting this. I gotta work on getting a trim around the reverse light. Get all done before winter time. And then after winter, then it's all about springtime. Putting it back to what it looks like here. But yeah, this tank here, you can see it looks really bad. But I'll get it all done. It'll be all mirror looking. But I took this IFTA, you can see somebody really scratched the heck out of it. I'll have to use some touch up. But I did wax these emblems to try to get the silver out. It's pretty faded, but I'm just gonna still work on that. Trying to get it back to silver. Just touch up, you can see it has to be done. Well, at least the rims are all done. Little by little, but Monday I gotta go to Grande Cheese. Yeah, I'm gonna do those crown lights too when they come in. And paint these mounts black. That's a big project there. Looks like somebody painted it aluminum. Black might be the right way to go. But it's Friday. It's about 3 in the afternoon. 3:56 on the marquee over there. Almost 4 o'clock. But hope everybody has a good weekend. This is the middle of September. Well, usually they all come in after 5 o'clock. I don't see my red truck here. Probably got a driver on it right away. Not, it's in the shop getting it all ready for a driver. Either way, you can see where I moved from there to a newer one. Once it looks sweet, then there's no reason to go back to an older truck. But I always put my love in these trucks. That's how professional I stay when it comes to loving this kind of business.